trying to exaggerate like he exaggerates everything in his life. To say that I am sick of this man, I am as sick of this man as I am of Angela Rodgers, Brad Habermel, and Jodie Melton from Cheer Athletics, who are currently suing me after I saved their company. I stepped in their company in, 2016? And they were literally over $300,000 in debt, guys. I mean, they had members that, wait, so you understand, here's some background real quick. Cheer Athletics is a world champion cheerleading company who has so many trophies, and they're good at cheerleading. And it's kind of funny but sad, because one of the guys that owns the company, his name is Brad Habermel, and I actually helped him start the company for client confidentiality reasons. I won't tell you how I did, but he has seemed to have forgotten that, but that's okay. The truth is going to come out. But the thing is that I went to work with this company and was shocked at the fact that they were $300,000 plus past due in the 90 days. Some people were over a year due. It was just shocking to me because they're in a world class, in a class by themselves, cheerleading company. However, they are bad business people. Bad business people. I mean, I talked to them about I'm not going to get into everything because we're in a legal battle now. They actually had the balls, including Angela Rodgers, to sue me. They're suing my alias, which the reason that I used an alias with their company was because I knew their books were such a mess, because my collection agency had been doing collections for them for so long. But I'm not going to tell you who brought me into Cheer Athletics. She's another reason that I actually went to go work with them. But the truth's going to come out. They had the audacity to sue me. And I've been through several cases myself, and I don't think I've ever seen a lawsuit where you sue somebody who doesn't exist. So either they have an awful lawyer, which something else that's really interesting to me is they have a bankruptcy lawyer that's representing them. And I have done a little bit of checking, and the bankruptcy lawyer that is representing them is actually, I'm not going to say his name yet because that will all come out. But the thing is that he's been representing them for 20 years. What could end up being funny is that I think I actually have spoken to this guy as Kurt Wheeler before. So that'll be interesting. But I've just never seen somebody sue an alias. I mean, I can understand them putting in the pleadings or something like that. But to do it where you actually include them as a defendant, and they have another company that doesn't exist that they're including as a defendant too, and it's just sad. There were so many other ways they could have tried to work this out, and they just chose not to. And that's just how it is. I'm actually glad that a judge is involved and a court is involved, because I look forward to teaching Brad Habermel, Jodie Melton, and Angela Rodgers the way you're supposed to treat someone who saved your company. Literally saved your company. And it's not by disrespect. It's not by slander or liable statements. And I have proof of everything I'm saying that you guys have no idea that I have proof of. Be very careful about what you say, because your own words could come back to haunt you. It's not my first time at the rodeo, kids. it is one of the saddest times in the rodeo and dealing with this. I never thought that I would be dealing in a lawsuit with someone I've known for 20 something years. That's a new low for me. However, I didn't file the case, even though I contemplated it. But I will tell you one thing. We are going to file a counterclaim that is going to blow their mind. It really is. Because these guys think there are no ramifications or consequences to your actions. And they're wrong. And I look forward to teaching them how wrong they are. And I look forward to proving to the court just how incompetent these people are. Right now, there is something I can prove to the court that just makes you scratch your head if you didn't trust somebody. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So hopefully they'll listen to this and they'll just blow it off. And that's okay. But I have emails. I'm just not even... I'm excited because discovery, interrogatories, video depositions, all these things get to be done in discovery when you file a lawsuit. So I'm actually looking forward to being able to clear my name. And they have screwed so many people over that my investigator is looking for people. We have found 4 people that are ready to testify. And I can't wait. I'm excited because it's time to be taught. It's time to be taught because, I mean, they make close to $1 million a month, not a year, guys. And make sure you understand this because I did a release. The only reason that I even addressed this lawsuit was because they actually filed a case against me, and it was brought to my attention by my people that, hey, there's a lawsuit against you out there. And as you know, a journalist, and we do investigations and things like that, and when my name is associated with it, it is important that I get out and I defend myself and explain my side of it, which will also be whenever I file our response and we file our counterclaim. That's all going to be all over our social media because I own this. Maybe you don't know, just full disclosure, I own All You Need to Know Radio. I also own PB Entertainment Group. I own several businesses where they have owned one and they don't understand still how to do accounts receivable to this day. I've learned they've hired some POTS lady, which we're in the process of looking back, doing background checks and seeing exactly what she's about. But I think she actually is a cheerleader, which being a cheerleader, I don't know how that makes you an accounts receivable person. The way that they got in this mess, for the first time, I'll tell you this, is that Cheer Athletics was requiring coaches to not only coach their teams, they wanted them to do collections. So Demond is the person that I took his place. And I looked back at Demond's emails where he didn't respond to people for months. And who can blame him? I mean, Cheer Athletics turned around and blamed Demond because he wasn't collecting anything. But then they still wanted him to do his coaching duties. Which, by the way, the coaches at Cheer Athletics, do you think that they do that for free? It's going to blow your mind with the things that a coach does just to be associated with this company. And let's be clear, these guys, Jodie is no longer a practicing cheerleader. He's retired. So I'm actually not really sure what his function is because every time he talks to me, he is a coward and he lies to me. And I'm sorry, I'm just calling it like it is. And I have proof of showing that he's a liar and a coward. And you know, at the end of all of this, he told me how sorry he was and how bad he felt. But the bottom line is, he still did what he did, and he's going to have to pay with his checkbook for it. And Angela is just a bitch. And I'm sorry. I'm only going to get personal with her because she did everything besides call me a liar. And when you challenge my integrity and you challenge my character, you better back it up. And Chad Wright, you're next on my list, my friend. And understand, guys, these are not personal attacks. And if you think I'm enjoying this, you're wrong. I never in my life, when I started working with Your Athletics, I fell in love with that company. Like most people do. You fall in love with the facade of family and how close everybody is and how much everybody loves each other. When in actuality, the owners just want to make as much money as they can, and they want to buy as big of houses as they can and take as much money from the company as they can. Listen, they're getting ready to they're doing franchises right now. And I was the accounts receivable person, and they didn't even consult me and talk to me about what was going on with the accounts receivable because they didn't want to pay me more money, is what Jodie Melton told me. And I'm like, but I needed to be part of that. Now we'll deal with that in court. But the thing is that they're a good company. Please don't take away from this of anything. But I will give you this advice. They bill people incorrectly. They charge you late fees when they should not charge you late fees. You are charged uniform fees, fees to go to Worlds, fees to go to Summit, and it is all written out in the terms and conditions that I wrote. And they're still using them to this day. But the terms and conditions, when you log on to Cheer Athletics, I wrote part of those. And these guys don't even have the decency to take my part of them out or have their new accounts receivable person, which she ain't going to be me. No one is as good as me. Trust me. I've been in this industry for 30 years. Collected millions of dollars. That $300,000, I turned around in, I think, 60 days. I have emails and I have nothing but compliments from the owners until they panicked because they realized they didn't know what was going on. I'm going to leave everything at that, but we will be responding. Our post has gotten like 14 people that have really wanted to know what's going on. So we will respond to that and respond to those questions. So if you want to go to the post, it's got a big CA claw. Remember, these guys, if you want to go to a company that you want your child to get embroiled in a family, I have heard situations where coaches were yelling at people and stuff, but I think that people take that wrong because here I go defending them for whatever the fuck I'm doing that for. But the coaches I fucking loved. I fell in love with the coaches. Joe O'Toole, the head of classes, he is a class act. I mean, he is amazing, and there's just no one around like him. I don't even think that the owners actually appreciate him as much as they should. What I was told, and another reason that I'm going to leave it there, is that I was the highest paid person at Cheer Athletics. There's people that have been there for 20-something years, 10 years, and they don't get paid anywhere near what I was paid. And let me tell you something. I was paid a lot less than what I would normally charge someone because of my friend Brad. And boy, I got fucked over. I got bent over without any Vaseline and fucked. And Brad and I both know how that feels. And it does not feel good. Especially not to me. In any case, I'm not happy about this. I'm very, very sad. I feel very betrayed.